Hey guys, welcome to At the Nurses Station with Kelly and Sam. We are talking today about some physical health and the consequences that our profession has on our physical health and how we take care of each other and our own bodies. That didn't make sense. See?
It sounds boring. It sounds like it's going to be a boring episode, but it's not. It's going to be really fun. So first of all, how are you?
I'm good. I'm better now. I had a crazy night at work, but it was like fun crazy. I was working with one of my work besties, not Sam. She wasn't there, but one of my other besties who we love. And we had a lot of like really sick patients and lots of fun tasks. So we were kind of bouncing around doing all the fun ER stuff last night, which is exhausting, but which is what we love. So didn't sleep real great because I was all amped up when I got home, but Sam was sweet enough to let me sleep in. So we are recording a little later than we planned, but yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Flexing muscles, as it were. Yes? Your nurse muscles?
Yes. Yeah, sweet. I flexed hard.
Okay. That makes it weird, but
yeah. How are you? What's going on with you?
I'm good. I've been off. Well, because I had the weekend off. And so that means that I'll have like 10 days or something like that off, which has been great. But I've been thinking about you a lot since we haven't been recording, but we saw each other at the the baby shower. So that was really fun. But I've also, I shampooed all my carpets. I have
of course you thought of me.
Of course I did. I still have the boys' room and like the hallway that leads to their toy room in the basement to do. And that just means that I have to like clean their areas in a way that I can get to the most amount of carpet. So we'll see. But every time I did a room, I was like, oh, Kelly would be so proud of me keeping my white carpets white. They're so pretty.
No, I would be rolling my eyes at you going, what? White carpet.
Oh.
I mean, you are like a superhero in my mind because white carpet in this house would not last a day.
Well, if you had a carpet cleaner.
I have a carpet cleaner.
Okay, then.
No, actually, we had carpet through the whole house because I actually love carpet.
Yeah.
I prefer carpet. It's just nicer. But then we did foster care for 3 years. And so we took in a lot of medically fragile kids. And we had this one little boy that was super sweet. He was 3, but he had a trach and a G-tube, and he was incontinent, and he was a hot mess. And he had short gut. So he would have like these explosive episodes of like diarrhea. This is gross, but it like ruined my carpet in the living room because like you just didn't know when it would happen. And like I would clean and clean and clean. And that was the end of my carpet days. I was like, I ripped out that entire room and then it just went from there.
I mean, that's reasonable. I don't have carpet in our upstairs living room. I just have a rug, but
yeah.
But no, that seems like a good reason to not have carpet, but I love it. And I had to pay the money. And so it's my responsibility to keep it clean and teach everyone else how to keep it clean. But it just felt so good. And I was like, oh, Kelly, it's still white. And it's beautiful.
I am proud of you. I'm so proud.
What else? We've been doing a lot of running lately because the weather got nice and, my eldest has good and bad days, but there's a song that I listen to that was given to me by, a tech that left us a while ago that was sort of weirder than normal. I think it'd be okay if we said that. It's called Bombs Over Baghdad by, oh shoot, now Outkast, I think. And I'm pretty sure.
I love Outkast, but I don't know if I know that song.
I think it's a horrible song. Like probably if you listen to the lyrics and had any idea what they were talking about, which I do not. So I just interpret them how I want to because they talk about a rag top, and it occurred to me that that's probably a terrible thing. But all I think about is that what they used to call like a convertible?
Oh, No, a drop top.
Oh, well, in the beginning, they talk about elephants and something about running like an elephant, going like an elephant, can't move me because I'm an elephant, something like that. And
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I think of you. I know
Oh,
that's
thank you.
I find it a very encouraging song. And I'm like, that's right. I'm going to run this like Kelly would run it. And I'm just anyway.
Which is awesome because I don't run.
I know. But still, I just
in my head, I really want to be a runner. I cannot tell you how many times I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start running. Tomorrow I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna run for as long as I can, then I'll walk, and then I'll run a little bit more, and never happens. Never happens.
I mean, in your defense, I say run, but Philip likes to point out that I think technically it's a jog. I don't know what the exact parameters are of this, but if that makes you feel any better.
You're not like sprinting at the track.
No, I sprint at the end because.
Do you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then what do you do to like cool down?
Walk around my cul-de-sac. That's the other thing I needed to tell you. Guess what color my front door is?
Yellow.
No. What?
Sorry, my front door is yellow.
Okay. But my HOA approved my pink door after like 2 years of me submitting for it.
Oh my gosh. Of course you submitted for 2 years.
Yeah. I had to wait till other people got elected to the board to approve it.
This is why I could never live in a place with an HOA. Like, I would be in trouble all the time.
That's okay. I don't mind playing by the rules as long as I get what I want, which I did.
So you just play by the rules that you're going to fight to create.
Yes. Well, I'm on the committee that approves and denies things. So I wasn't allowed to approve or deny my door. So someone else did it and he didn't like it. And so then I convinced my friend to get on the board because then she would have a vote since I don't get a vote. And she was in favor of my door. So
what color pink is it? Is it like bubblegum pink?
No, it's like a blush. Well, I thought that it was like a blush pink. It's a little bit pinker. It's called ballerina. So it's a little pinker than a like whisper of pink. I painted one coat and let it dry and stood back and told Philip that I'm not sure that I like it. And he said, tough luck.
Yeah, you've been after this for 2 years. You're getting your pink freaking door.
I was like, I'm really afraid to admit. Huh?
What color is your house?
White.
Oh, that's pretty then. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's
like
white.
It's like a princess house.
Oh, if I had a princess tower, that's like my dream is to have a house with a princess tower. That'd be amazing. No, the house is white. I have light gray trim and dark like navy accents, but my door is like recessed where it doesn't get any light. So I needed like something light, a pop. So pink it is. We'll see. Maybe it will grow on me, but I think that was
my house. I think it's been like 4 years now. And we painted our whole house, and my house is navy with white trim and a bright yellow door.
Oh, that works. Yeah. I like that. Like yellow and blue or
complementary.
Right? My best friend is like an art person and tells me about color theory all the time. And she will call me to explain to me in like very emergent tones why I am wrong about something that maybe I text about or sent a Marco Polo about. So I'm learning slowly over 20 years.
We all have our things.
I mean, is color theory real? I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it.
I think it is. I think that's a hot button.
Can a color really be the opposite of another color?
Yeah, if you go like prism and like sciencey about it.
Well, we'll see. Also, there is a song called Rise Up by Walk the Moon. And that was reminding me of you as well, because
wow, you are a little obsessed with me.
I think of you.
I love it. Thank you.
Do you?
Why does that make you think of me?
Because it's talking about when you fall down, you need to rise back up. But then it also says your SHIT will hit the fan someday. It just will. And I'll be there to lend a hand. And I'm like, oh, that's the kind of coworker Kelly is right there.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Even if she doesn't like you and you fell on your face and she told you were going to, she's still going to help you get back up.
Word.
So there you go. But you know what? I won't think about you anymore. So never mind.
Fine.
I'm done.
No, I like it.
I'm done with that. So yes, I was running. I like to do some weightlifting, but I'm not very good at it and I mostly hate it. So I don't do that as much. But our job is very physical as well as very mental. And I know that you have had some probably more identifiable physical ramifications of doing our job. So
Yeah.
how has that gone for you?
Um, well, so I worked in the NICU the majority of my career. So like 10 plus years I was in the NICU. And the NICU is like interesting because you wouldn't think that that would cause physical problems, but I'm tall, I'm 5'10", and the isolettes only go so high. And so you're doing constant work bent over, like kind of hunched over. And I think that's where a lot of my back problems started, is just years and years of just being hunched over. Because if you think about like taking care of this preemie baby inside an isolate, you have to cluster your cares. So everything has to get done at a certain time. And sometimes it takes 30, 45 minutes. So you're just kind of in that position. Or if you're feeding a baby, you're holding them and you're kind of hunched over holding that bottle. And so I've had back problems probably like my whole career. I ended up having a lumbar fusion. It's been 2.5 years now, because I herniated a disc in my back. And that happened at home, unfortunately. So I couldn't blame work, but it was literally, I stood up from a couch and like herniated a disc. And it was like so bad that I had to have a fusion. And so it took me a long time to recover from that. Have been in the ER. Everybody keeps telling me like, you shouldn't work in the ER anymore. This is like too physical of a job, but I love what I do. And like, screw that, whatever. I'm okay with just being in a little bit of pain. Well, then last year I ended up herniating the disc above my fusion while at work. So that was really disappointing. It was really hard, especially because it happened while restraining a psych patient.
Yeah.
Which we've all been there. We've all had to restrain a patient. And it was a patient that had been seizing and then like woke up in a psychotic state. So then it went from medical to psych real quick. And the mom was refusing restraints, which you can't do. But so it took like 6 of us to hold this girl down, and she was trying to bite and all this stuff. And so I was really angry about that because it shouldn't have happened. I'm very careful with my back. Like I try to do everything right. I try and, move patients correctly. I don't lift if I don't have to. So that was really frustrating. I was out of work for another 3 months, and I'm still dealing with like daily back pain. So I think a lot of people in healthcare can relate to just like this constant strain on our physical bodies because we're doing things that aren't, they can say to do things like ergonomically. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
But that's not real when you're dealing with bodies. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's, I used to work out a lot. Now, every time I work out, I find that I like push it too far and hurt myself. And so I've almost gotten to this point of like, I just don't care anymore, which is also not a healthy place.
No, it's not at all. And the idea of getting injured doing your job I feel like just adds to that complex connection that we have to our profession that we've talked about in other episodes, where it's like, I love you, but I hate you kind of thing. I have never been injured. Well, I got hit with that cord a couple of years ago, but I think that's different. The psych patient that used it as a lasso whip and hit me from down the hall.
Yeah, but it could have been bad, right? Like, what if it would have hit you in the eye or something?
It could have been bad. What if she had like gotten to me because she was twice my size? Yeah, I've never really been scared. I was scared that day. And I don't know, maybe it's a little embarrassing to admit because I was an underage person, but I've never been hurt like you're saying, like that kind of injury. So I could imagine that's just adds to the complexity of it. And this is not, I want to like shift a little bit, and I want to make sure that that you understand that I'm not saying that it's your fault, but I do wonder, healthcare is kind of this weird place where our personal life bleeds in so much to our professional life. And we've talked about that in the sense of like your mental health at home and how that affects you at work. But I believe that our physical health plays a huge role as well, and how at risk we are to incur injuries, or to just be exhausted, or to not be as effective at our job. And it's not something that we're really allowed to talk about. I think the joke is like,
no, I like that. Yeah.
How many overweight nurses do you see, and like how many RTs smoke? Like,
yeah,
you always see RTs smoking, and you're like, don't you like, why would you do that?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point, because I think it is our responsibility to be prepared for work. So I guess that like leads into like, what do we do on our days off so that we are like rested, in good physical condition, that kind of thing. Like, we eat right so that when we're at our job, we are at our best. Yeah. What do you do? I know you run, you lift weights.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably like the majority of it. I have had a really, varying, relationship with working out and, oh gosh, what do you call it? Body image. Horrible psych term that I hate, but it took me until, I was engaged to Philip to realize that like my relationship with those things were hugely unhealthy. And so I have, and I'm, for those that don't know what we look like, I'm by no means like some like skinny, mini, teeny tiny person.
You are.
I'm not though. I'm like just an average body weight person. I used to be very, very unhealthily skinny, and I did it through means that were not healthy, like mentally or physically. And so I have a very difficult relationship with that. I really enjoy working out. It's helpful for me mentally and physically to push the envelope and to like work really hard in that way, but I'm easily obsessed with it. And it very quickly like takes over my psyche and becomes all that I think about. So for me, I actually try not to stress about it too much. Like if I am enjoying working out and enjoying whatever program or whatever thing that I'm doing, then I do it more. If it becomes something that is mentally taxing for me, or I start feeling negative about myself because I'm not doing it, or because I'm not doing it enough, or because I'm forcing myself to do it, then I actually like give myself the grace to back off of it and not be perfect. Like I, for some reason, feel like I need to be. And we can thank my mother for this psychosis. Because she had it too, and I grew up watching her. So that's what I just like, to be mindful, but not obsessive.
Yeah. And I think you can go like in the other direction, right? Like, which is where I feel like I kind of am at this point. Before my big back injury a couple years ago, I was doing Beachbody with a coworker of ours. Like a bunch of our coworkers got really into Beachbody, and I was like in really good shape. I had like toned, I had like lost a bunch of weight. I felt really good. And then that back injury just like kind of crushed me. Especially, after a fusion, like you can't do a lot of things that like I enjoy doing. So like I do enjoy weightlifting, and that was probably led to, my back problems. I was probably pushing it too much. But it was really defeating, because then I tried to like slowly get back into it. And then I was at this point where it was like, I could barely do anything. And I'm like, I'm not a beginner. Like, I'm not just going to walk. Like, you just want me to walk. Like, that's dumb. So I'm just not going to do anything. And so that's where I've struggled, where it's like, now I'm just going to take Ozempic and take the easy way out and not be physically active. And that's really unhealthy.
So how do you feel about, people have so many opinions about what is it? Is it LGP1,
Oh,
SLP,
GLP ones or twos
one
or whatever.
inhibitors.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're taking it, so
Yeah.
obviously, presumably that would be your opinion on it, but maybe you've thought about the argument against, like, what are your feelings on it?
Yeah, I do have mixed feelings about it. So I'm in my 40s. I've had a hysterectomy. I've had this back injury. And so like I've had all of these like things stack up against me. And like you, I was really thin the majority of my life. Like until my late 30s, like I weighed like I was like 5'10", like 145 pounds, like very thin.
Yeah.
And so for me, that body image has been really hard, like getting older, where all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I have to accept this new body that I have, that I don't really recognize. And so when I was able to work out, like I was able to push myself to the point where I was comfortable. And now that I've gotten to this point where I can't push myself physically, so I'm gonna take this medication to try and like jumpstart it, to almost like give myself some motivation, because I feel like a lot of like women in our 40s, like once, hormonal changes and things like that, like we just can't lose weight like we used to. And I think for me to actually like get to the point where I want to be, I would have to be like exercising very vigorously. And then like for my body to feel like I can't do that without like hurting it, it's like a really hard place to be in. So yeah, I do have mixed feelings. Like a part of me feels like, and I say it all the time, I'm like, I'm cheating. Like I feel like I'm cheating by taking this medication. But at the same time, it's like, if like, I don't want to put anybody down by saying that, like, that's just my own internal dialogue, kind of like you. Like, I think I'm hard on myself with my own body. So I am grateful that it has given me like this little bit of a jump start to where I feel healthier. Like I have lost like 25 pounds. So now I kind of feel like healthier. I feel better, to where now maybe I can like push myself a little further through exercise. I by no means think that this is something that I want to be on forever. It's just kind of this jump start, I guess.
Yeah. I listen to not a lot, but like a few fitness podcasts, and I have opinions about everything, and I'm like slightly judgy about people that don't do things what I deem to be the right way.
What?
I know. And those came out, and I remember thinking, for one, this is like that book series, like Uglies, Pretties, and Specials. I don't know if you read that when you were younger.
Yeah.
And they have like a pill that just like makes the calories that you eat like disappear. I was like, this is weird. And then I was thinking, just like a tummy, like gastric sleeve or whatever they used to do, it doesn't make you lose weight, right? It just makes you eat less.
Right.
So as long as if you just ate less, you wouldn't need the medication. And so like that logic train, I'm like, then you just have to be like mentally better. Like you just have to be better and eat less and not feed yourself. And then I try to not eat sugar for, like 2 weeks, and then it becomes the only thing. Or when I tried to go like carnivore, I think I made it like 36 hours, and I was like, absolutely not. I need like
bread,
a piece of toast with butter and honey on it, or a spoonful of brown sugar. Like, so I guess
it is hard. Like when you have kids, you work, you have a house to take care of. It is really hard, because I have tried other things. Like I've tried, I try and do clean eating as much as possible, but when you have a family to cook for, you have a billion things going on, it is really hard to focus your attention on your diet. Yeah. And I feel like that's why diets like fail so much, because it's just like, screw it. Like I don't have time for this. Give me a freaking granola bar and string cheese and I'll be fine.
Yeah. And I guess that's sort of what I mean to say is like, on one hand, I think like it should just be as easy as just doing it. And if you're not mentally strong enough to just do it, then like shame on you. But then also the other reality is like, I'm not mentally strong enough to do lots of things either. So like shame on me for having the original thought, right? Like it's the one in me, Kelly. I can't help it.
I know. Well, and I think it's, like, because both of us grew up very thin, I never had to think about it
Yeah.
before. Like
Yeah.
genetically, I was very blessed that my metabolism was like through the roof. So I've always been able to just eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I've never been an overeater. I'm still not. So I think that like when I had like this hormonal shift where I literally and then I was on steroids for 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
So it was this huge thing where it was like hormonal shift and then this huge dose of steroids where you just, I mean, balloon
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That it was just like, well, did not change my eating pattern. Like I have eaten the same thing since I was 12 years old. And now I've gained 50 pounds. Like
That's crazy.
Go to hell life. It was really, really hard. But it is like, I do know that I have to mentally like talk myself into like taking care of my body. Cause it's hard as you get older to like put your health as a priority.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when we in our careers are so quick to sacrifice I say physical safety, but I don't mean it in the way of like being attacked, but we really do like, we're okay with sacrificing our physical well-being. Cause like, I think like intermittent fasting has always seemed like a really interesting kind of fad to me. I'm like, well, maybe that's the answer. How does one intermittently fast when working inconsistent night shifts?
Right. You can't.
You can't.
My husband did it for, I don't know, like 6 months or something.
Oh, wow.
And he was really successful and he really liked it and he felt great. But yeah, I was working night shift. I'm like, so what are my hours to eat when I'm sleeping or when I'm sleeping? Because it doesn't make sense.
And then you flip. You're like, well, just switch it to be on the night shift. You're like, that's great for 3 nights out of the week, but not every night of my life. Anyway, so I think we're very quick. You made a comment about like moving patients, and in our current department, it's not as big of a deal because like a lot of our patients are small and easy to manipulate. But even though we go through a training every year that's like, if your patient is more than 17 and a half pounds, use this type of lift device.
Right.
I mean, okay, but also,
yeah. Like, I mean, I think about this one patient that pulled up to the front of the ER, in the back of a van.
Yeah.
That has a fractured femur, screaming in pain. And we just run out there, and there is no appropriate way to get that patient out of the back of a car onto a stretcher. And they're, 250 pounds and thrashing because they're in pain. Like you said, like at that moment, you're like, well, this is my job. You don't think about like, I don't want to hurt myself. It's like, I have to get this patient out so I can care for them.
And I can hear what we're all saying to each other. No, I'm good. I got it. No, I'm good. I got it. Go ahead. Yeah. Nope. I got it.
No, and I will say that, one positive thing of people knowing that I did have like a big injury, that our coworkers are very protective over me, where they'll be like, Kelly, stop, like move. And I'm really blessed, but I think about how many people do have like other injuries that like we don't know about, or we are silently suffering with, right?
Well, yeah, when I turned 30, I don't know what it is, but this was like a few weeks ago. Maybe a month ago now, I did something trying to do a deadlift, which I just hate deadlifts. But then also, like you said, I'm not going to deadlift 12 pounds because that just seems dumb. And like, I'm better than that. So I'm going to deadlift as far as my dumbbells will go, and did something to my back where I could not move. But then I didn't really realize it until I'm like, hunched over at the bedside when you try to draw blood out of the IV, right? And you end up being frozen in this position, just like praying over this stupid 24. And then standing up and was like, oh my, like as I've gotten older, my lower back is less willing to stand up.
Less forgiving. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But still, I mean, getting adults out of the car. I'm thinking specifically of like the other day I held for a femur fracture splint.
Hmm.
You literally are just like stuck in
Yeah, it's
what
that
you're,
static movement,
yeah.
right? Where you're just stuck in one place. And that's why I talk about the NICU, is because it was
Mm,
so much of that one position that, if you actually think about the spine and like holding it, like where it puts pressure, that's really what I think causes a lot of the long-term damage that we do on our body, is those static positions that we hold. I think about like holding C-spine. Holding C-spine
oh,
should
yeah.
not cause pain, right? You are just literally holding the neck while everybody else moves. That is literally the most painful thing, is like holding it in the appropriate way if you're doing it right.
Yes. Yes.
And then like just twisting that little bit is, I swear to God, like the worst thing.
You know where I feel it? In my bicep, because their
Oh.
head is usually like you're holding their shoulders, right? And then they turn. And I
Mhm.
usually find that all of the sudden it's like my bicep that is almost supporting the whole weight of the head, which isn't a lot until you're stuck there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And you're
And
like,
then
Doc, they don't have pain.
like,
Let's go back. Or
if you don't
either,
know how to do a bed change, then you need to not be here right now. This is taking you way too long. I can't hold this. So, okay. So the static, I don't know that there's anything that we can do to prep ourselves for like that kind of back stress.
Mhm.
But I want to like kind of circle back to being physically capable of doing our job.
Yeah.
Something that we don't talk about to each other, to the people that can't. But when I came back from having my second son, yeah, I had a doctor who, love him. I will probably reference him a lot because he's a character in my life. He told me to get off the chest. He said, get down. You can't do that. We did compressions all of the time. I
Mhm.
literally wasn't like physically strong enough to
Mhm.
deliver appropriate chest compressions to an adult patient. How do we manage the physical demands of our job? Is it something that we just, how would you say, the employees that have that skill should do those skills more often, and those of us that can't do whatever skill it is just don't? Or should the expectation be that, like, kind of maybe like firefighters or police officers, we should be training our bodies to be able to do the aspects of our job that have to be done?
I was just thinking that when you were
Oh, really?
talking, is like, if you think about like the police or fire department or military, like, or really any job where there's a physical demand on your body, like that is an expectation. Like, my cousin, she was a probation officer for a while, and she had to be able to run the mile in a certain period of
Mm.
time. She had to, you know, do physical things,
Yeah.
right? To qualify. And it's really interesting to me that nursing doesn't have that. And like, I don't know, it seems ridiculous that that would ever be a thing, that like to, graduate from nursing school, like you had to have a certain physical ability, but it makes sense. I mean, Life Flight, for example,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they have some physical demands that they require. I know that you can only be a certain weight
Mm.
because of flying restrictions in the helicopter. Um, I don't know if they have other like requirements, but that would be an interesting thing. I mean, we would lose a lot of nurses.
Oh, we would. And that kind of begs the question of like, are we putting our best selves forward when we are, and like, I know that about myself. Like, I know that upper body strength is not, like, as a female, is never going to be something that comes naturally easy to me. Right.
Mhm.
So shouldn't I be like doing, I don't know, push-ups and whatever other things my husband is always telling me to do, but I refuse? Kelly, here's the thing. I don't want to look jacked. I already have really wide shoulders. And
No,
what happens?
your shoulders are beautiful. I'm going to stop you right there because we did go to this baby shower. And when I was at work yesterday, I was showing some people some pictures. And oh my gosh, they were like, Samantha, look at you. Because she wore this really cute, like a spring dress. But it showed a little bit of the tatas and you could see your tattoo. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, Sam looks so good. I'm like, yeah, but I won best dressed.
So. You did. And you earned it. You deserved that through and through. Well, Phil, I just say that because Philip will laugh at me. He's like, you're not going to get jacked just because you did a push-up. And I'm like, you don't know. Maybe I will. I don't think it's worth the risk, quite honestly. But like, if I can't do compressions, I can't. But then you think, like we used to work with a nurse who I like love. She doesn't work with us anymore, but she was just like this teeny tiny little, I don't even know if she was 5 feet tall. And it's like, but she's good at her job too. So I think there's a lot of gray in this area. And I'm not proposing that we start like PE style, like fitness tests through the hospital. Right. I'm just throwing it out as like, what do you do when you work with a nurse that can't really even get off of the stool to get around to see the patients appropriately? Like, what kind of liability does that put on everyone else in the department? Or when you have a doctor that can't intubate anymore because maybe they have some sort of like Parkinsonian or like muscular problem, like, how do we have those conversations and how do we support each other?
Right. Yeah, it's hard because especially like in a profession that is, 95% women, now we're all going to be like, well, you're just body shaming and you, which I don't think that's what you and I are trying to do at all. Because, I would never do that. But I think we're talking more about just like being physically prepared for the work that we do in a way that we're not going to harm the patient or ourselves.
Or our coworkers.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think as we have talked about, that's what this podcast is about, is having like more real conversations that we might have with each other at the nurses station or talking about things that we don't ordinarily talk about in our field. And that's one of them because the truth is that we do have these thoughts. Like the truth is that we know when one section isn't getting taken care of as quickly as it should because the nurse can't move as quickly, like just physically can't do it. And it's not to say that they're a bad nurse or they shouldn't be there, but we have chosen a profession that, again, plays on so much of who we are physically and mentally that those things become important. Like who we are in those ways have a real effect on how we do our job. And I'm sure it's true for many other professions as well, but it's also not true for many other professions.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, and I think about like the way we eat too. I mean, we talked about how we sacrifice ourselves for the job. Like how many times have you worked 12 hours with no break? You literally everything, the only thing you ate came out of the candy drawer or,
saltine out of the little
stealing some goldfish crackers, even though I'm gluten-free because that's the only thing I can eat right now. And I haven't eaten forever. I mean, it is a demanding job in that aspect too, is that our blood sugar is probably crap. Our, adrenaline is pumping. So then on our days off, we're exhausted, which makes you eat worse.
Yep.
I mean, it's a reality. Like I would love to, home cook everything and clean eat and all of that. But the reality is that just doesn't happen.
Totally. And part of our like stress relief, I feel like, of the job too, is sometimes what we eat. Like it actually just makes me feel better to eat something.
When you're having a really shitty shift and you open the candy drawer and it is busting with chocolate, it is like,
I'm going to eat 5 of these.
5 more minutes.
Yeah. Like it's true. But yeah, then it goes back to like, how are we, how are we at our job if that is like a long-term thing? But I know we didn't talk a lot about what we do physically to help ourselves, but I think it was a good conversation more on how physical health affects us at the hospital and not at the hospital, and affects our coworkers and those around us, which to not even get into the physical differences between men and women, right? Because I think that is another thing in the ER that I was made shockingly aware of. I think like in the first few months that I worked there, thinking that I could take care of anything and I was big and strong and I didn't need any man to help me. And then I got a gurney pushed at me and was like afraid of what was going to happen if this little tweeny patient that was having a moment, and the two of our men ran down the hallway to help me out. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I won't ever be strong enough to handle these things by myself. Like there are other people.
And we should talk about like, that's why we have security, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is
true.
going to be like a quick soapbox moment, but I'm a big believer that security should be in every unit of the hospital.
Just like stationed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you look at any studies of the violence that is perpetrated against healthcare workers, it is insane. People do not realize how often we are physically abused by patients. Like it's a real thing. And, you know, the hospitals want to say that they have put all this money towards training. We had to go to this, you know, training for self-defense training. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. If somebody is choking me, freaking like hit them over the head with an oxygen tank. I don't care. I am not going to scratch my own face off and remember in the moment, like the twists that you taught me. Like, okay, sorry. That really pissed me off when I had to go to that. But I feel like if we're talking about our physical safety, we should have security at every single nurse's station. And if there is any risk of violence, that security guard goes in with you. And then you stand back and let them deal with it. They are trained. They do have physical requirements, I would assume. Wouldn't you? I don't know.
Well, I decline to comment.
Sorry, that was my little soapbox. I get really pissy about the abuse that we.
I mean, and I obviously, like, I totally agree with you. And I think that, again, that goes to this like continuum of you need to be physically capable of doing your job for your safety, for your coworker's safety, for your patient safety. But then also there are certain situations where it doesn't matter. Like it would not matter how many push-ups, how jacked I got. I will not, like, I just, because of the physical form that I have, would not be able, there was like a 17-year-old schizophrenic in our room 9, who was having an episode, and I was doing okay with him. And then he reached out and put his throat around one of our male coworkers, who was able to take him to the ground and neutralize the situation. If that had been me, it wouldn't matter what Ironman I ran or I would never have been able to take down this like raged 17-year-old man.
Right.
Like it just would have never happened. And so yes, I'm just saying, I think that two things can be true at one time. Like we need to do what we can, but in certain situations, we won't ever be able to be enough. So like you're saying, we need to use the specialty employees that we have, whose only job is to manage those situations. I will say that I think our security has done a good job. Like recently, I feel like they talk less, which is great. They haven't
the de-escalation like can only last so long. Like we know that this patient is not going to be talked down.
Right. Yes. So that's but I agree with you, especially on like the high volatility units, which would be like ER. And I don't know, maybe if there is like a known issue.
Neuro, maybe.
Neuro. Yeah. But at the same time, you don't always know when the violence is going to come either.
Right.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Any other like thoughts on physical health that you?
Well, I want your advice.
Oh, okay.
So for someone like me that knows they need to make more of an effort, like, what would you say to someone? Like, what is like a good starting point? Like, just get outside and do it. Just what?
Be better? No.
Yeah, be better. Like, just be like me.
Oh, I don't know that I'm someone to give. I've been trying to lose 15 pounds for like, I don't know, 8 years. The only way I know how to lose weight effectively is to breastfeed. And that's not something that I can like just like wake up and decide to do.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think my advice to anybody that is like trying to make a difference is to find a partner to do it with. I always find that the hardest things in my life to do are easier when I do them with someone else. So
that's true. Because when I was doing that program, that was it was great having like that support system and like a check-in, you know, of like I did it today, you know, and seeing that progress with other people. It's a good point.
So I don't know, even if it's just something little like doing it with someone, yeah, I think makes it better. I did have a little thing. I was thinking about it before we started talking. So there's like this new, I don't know, what would you call fad? I was wondering if we wanted to talk about like fad diets and fad like workout things. I have some opinions about CrossFit that no one's going to like, but do you want information that you can't act on? So there's the like glucometers that you can buy now if you're just like a regular person to watch your sugar, and you can have like your lab panels done for like for-profit companies, and they just tell you like what's out of whack and whatever.
Right.
Or you can stand on the thing and it'll tell you like your body fat and your water weight and all of this stuff. I don't do those because there's nothing in my life that I feel like changing right now. Like I know that my iron is next to nothing, and I don't care because I don't want to take an iron pill and I don't want to eat more liver than we already eat. So I choose to not engage in that.
I think that's a good question, because we are in the age of information where I feel like you can find out anything about yourself. You know, you can do a DNA test now and they can tell you like 500 things that you might die from. Right?
Yep.
Does that change the fact that I still, you know, like to drink hard cider after a hard shift? No. Even yeah, I'm probably going to die of heart disease. Great. Not going to like change. I'm with you. I think too much information sometimes is overwhelming and it gets people to focus on the wrong things.
Okay.
I saw this one commercial one time. I can't remember who it was. It was some actress. And she was like, I found the best workout equipment ever. And the good news is it's 100% free. It's called your feet. And it was this like commercial about like just like well-being.
Yeah.
And I loved that because it was like, how much money does the United States pay for, you know, physical wellness? And we are the most unhealthy nation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how much we spend on healthcare, full stop.
Yeah, healthcare, but also like gym memberships and workout equipment and workout programs and diets and, you know, the food programs and all of this stuff. And yet we are the most obese nation. When really, if I take my own advice, I really just need to go outside and take a freaking walk. Like, I don't need to scroll and find like the next thing that's going to, you know, magically make me want to work out.
Yeah, yes, I tend to. I mean, I live in Crunchland, so there's always something that like we're trying to avoid or that we have to sub out, or like some brand that you can't eat, or some like, you know, and it's so overwhelming. And so then I'm like, you know what? I actually just don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to take the test. I don't want to test my house. I don't want to know. I'm not going to read the back of the bottle because I just need to wash my hair. And if I can't find anything at Walmart that like meets these parameters, then I can't go to work with like dirty hair. I just have to eat something, even though it, you know, isn't perfect in this, you know, whatever. I still have to eat because otherwise I won't eat. And that's less healthy than, you know, than maybe eating a non-organic apple because that's what I could get my hands on. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just, the fads make it hard. And then And then you see people that like are really successful. Like I think that we work with a nurse who was on Ozempic of some flavor, right? And she did an amazing job. Lost a bunch of weight, is like super healthy. And so then you see those and it's like, I'm really happy for you. Also, I really want, what you have, but I also kind of don't want to put in that much effort. And my body is not your body. So like it might not work that way. I mean, we know nurses.
Yeah. Yeah. I look back at my like 30-year-old self and I'm just like, screw you.
Yeah.
You got it so easy. And you thought you were fat back then. Now look at you.
Right. Well, I think after I had my first son, I just ate cookie dough for like the first 2 months. That's all I did. Because that's all I wanted to eat. And I had a bunch of milk and I went back to my pre-pregnancy weight like instantly. And I was like, you friggin' suck.
Yeah. Good for you, 30-year-old.
Okay,
and I was that like 20-something that like all the older nurses were always like, enjoy it while you have it. And I'm like, whatever. I'm always gonna be pretty. Even though I never like was like that. Like I never like looked at myself and been completely happy with who I am, which is really I think what we need to strive for, is just like physical wellness to the point of contentment.
What would a world without mirrors look like?
Oh my gosh, I just heard this thing that was like, have you ever really thought about what the world would be like without men? And it was like a bunch of fat, happy women with no crime.
No crime?
Yeah, if it was just all women, we would just all be fat and happy and
I'll take the two. I don't believe the third one for a second. We're hateful, awful creatures. There's no way. No way.
It'd be petty crime.
Huh?
It'd be petty crime.
It'd be passive aggressive crime is what it'd freaking be.
Right, yeah.
It'd be so bad. Well, okay. I think we like loosely touched on, kind of
what we wanted to.
Yeah, sort of. Okay, I get to start with questions today. Do you believe in magic? I know you believe in aliens.
No. I believe in miracles.
Okay, that's not magic.
That's not magic.
No.
I don't believe in real magic. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, I really wish there was magic. How about that? Like, if we lived in a world where there was real magic, that would be magical.
It'd be magical. Yeah, no, I mean, I tend to agree with you. I like that. Like, what is it? Practical magic where they're like, plant this by your garden gate and da da da. And I'm like, oh, I should do that. And then I remember that like we're very directly told to like stay out of the occult. And I'm like, it's not the occult if I just plant. I'm like, well, if I believe that it does something, then it's probably.
Now, I do believe in some things like, we were talking about like sage cleansing. Okay. Now, I don't think that's considered magic, but I do believe that there's something in that realm of, this could be a big off the topic. I believe in a lot of weird, like otherworldly things. I believe in spirits and I believe in energy. And I think that there is, earthly things that can connect us to that energy.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in like Harry Potter magic.
Gotcha. Like Outlander magic.
Yeah.
Are you superstitious?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
A little bit. I think that came from being an athlete though. I think any athlete is a little superstitious because I was an athlete all growing up and there would be like, you had to like slap the wall, everybody before going out, like little things like that. And I definitely believe it as a nurse. Like, I mean, yeah, you better not say certain things. I think that full moons are a real thing. New moons are even worse.
Maybe it's like on the piggyback of your energy thing. Like, I'm not saying that it's magic and I'm not saying that it's demonic or outside of the realm of like my Christian worldview, but whatever that superstition, I don't know why or how, but if I don't have the airway cart, I'll need it. if I didn't do something that I was supposed to have done, like, the bad thing will happen from that thing. Yes. If it's a full moon, it's going to be just an SHIT. Like, those are things that I like.
Yeah.
I believe in those things for sure.
Well, and I believe very strongly in intuition. I've had several instances in my life where I've had like a psychic, quote unquote, like thought or dream or something that has come true, like
a
or like just a feeling, like, when you get that feeling like I need to call this person, but I don't think that's magic. I think that's just who we are as human beings. And I think some people feel those things stronger than others. And I think some of us recognize it.
People aren't going to trust us anymore, Kelly, after this. I really these two are.
Okay, if you could date any fictional character, who would it be?
Jericho Barons, next.
Who's that?
He's from Fever Fae, which is not.
You have told me about this very much.
He's like just give me friends to lovers, bad boy. He's not even really. He's just a bad boy, and I just that's just.
I'm reading a really good fairy smut right now. It's called.
Listen, it's not smut, okay.
Okay.
Actually, that series might be. That was during a phase of my life that I did not continue. But anyway, go ahead. Yes.
It's called Nectar of the Wicked.
Oh,
it is something. I had to tell our friends that I worked with last night about it because her and I are very into this stuff.
Nectar of the Wicked. Could we have like a better name? That name is.
It really. I mean, it's like a Court of Thorn and Roses, like next level. It is very, very fairy dirtiness. And
fast forwardable.
Okay. Yeah, it's like that. Like when I'm driving home from work, I need to like totally shift.
I'm sorry, and you listen to it?
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes.
Could you
with headphones? I mean, it's in my own car. Yeah.
I would be beat red if I walked into work. I would have a look on you'd be like, Sam, are you okay? No, I'm not.
I did the other day. So I go out to my car on my lunch break and I was listening to it. And my work husband, who has the same name as my real husband, my work husband, Chad, came and knocked on my window. And I was like, and I was like, I paused it really fast and I rolled it down. I was like, you need to go away right now. Like there is something happening in this car as I'm eating my lunch that you can't be here for.
That you can't. I need you to go away. Oh.
Anyways, next question.
Okay, next question. It's my turn. What bodily function do you wish wasn't a bodily function? A thing without consequence. What would you just
sweating?
Oh,
I really hate sweating. And I don't like other people's sweat smell.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
Well, and it's like because I'm hormonal, like I've started having hot flashes, and that is the worst thing in the world. Or like being in the trauma room where it's 75 degrees and you are literally dripping sweat. Like, I would just get rid of it.
Just get rid of it. Well, that's fair. Can't you? I mean, you can Botox your way out of that, can't you?
Oh, I don't know. I have a hormone patch. It's probably going to give me cancer, but whatever. I'll just get new boobs out of it.
Okay. But you won't sweat. So there you go.
Yeah. What would you get rid of?
I guess sweating. I guess that makes sense. I think hair falling out.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that my hair falls out.
Ooh, but when we all just have a lot of hair, what if?
That sounds like a problem for other people. For me, that'd be great.
Yeah. Just long, luscious hair for everyone.
I just don't have enough of it.
What's your favorite late night snack?
Literally anything sweet, but probably like ice cream or cookie dough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you eat the cookie dough like from the store? Like those stuff that says do not eat raw?
Listen, that's a lie. I don't know. It's just, they just put that on there so they can sell you something that you are allowed to eat raw, which is stupid. I've been eating raw cookie dough for my whole life and never had any negative consequence directly from that.
Do you just buy like the tube and you just slice it open and just scoop? Or do you take bites of the tube? How do you eat your cookie dough?
eggs. It's usually cookie dough that I have made.
With raw eggs.
What, do you cook your eggs first before you put them in the cookie dough? Yeah, with raw eggs.
Like, so you are saying you eat your own raw egg cookie dough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gaston ate 12 dozen raw eggs every morning, and he seemed fine.
I know. He's roughly the size of a barge.
Exactly.
That's what's going to get you jacked, not push-ups. It's going to be your cookie dough raw eggs.
From your lips to God's ears right now. That would be amazing. I will take that bet. Yeah, probably something sweet. Okay, we are way over time. Thank you for hanging with us. This is At the Nurses Station with Kelly and Sam. We will be back next week. We're talking about more ramifications of our job and a bajillion other things as well. So check us out.
Whatever we just want to talk about.
Yeah, that's quite accurate as well. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Hey guys, this is Kelly from At the Nurses Station. Sam and I would like to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly our own and do not in any way reflect the position of our employers. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and in no way should be considered medical advice. As always, consult a qualified medical provider for questions regarding your health or medical conditions. We hope you have fun listening to us today, and we'll see you next time at the Nurses Station.